Caitlin Clark, fam. Let's just take a look at this, man. Player rank 11th. They put Caitlin Clark at 11th. Yo, this is ridiculous, man. This is ridiculous.
11. Somebody actually ranked the best guards in this league and stuck the woman sitting second in the entire WNBA in assists down at number 11. He is laughing because it is absurd, and once you see the names they slid ahead of her, you might be too.
Yeah, this list came from Underdog, right? This is why I started scratching my head, and everybody on the internet is running with this list. How in the world did Caitlin get number 2 in fan rank when it was AB and Caitlin on that fan rank list? Come on, man, this doesn't make sense. Then they said Paige Bueckers got number 1. So I'm scratching my head. I feel like this might be fabricated a little bit.
So here is what we are actually looking at. This did not come from some random burner account. It came from Underdog, and it is not one ranking, it is 3 stacked on top of each other. The media made a list, the players voted their own list, and the fans got a say too. On the players' version, Caitlin Clark falls all the way to 11. And right away he flags something that does not sit right. On the fan vote, he says it basically came down to 2 names, and somehow Clark still lands at number 2. He even wonders out loud whether part of this thing got fabricated, then catches himself and admits he is just enjoying the chaos. And remember, this lands right after that Commissioner Cup celebration where players were openly saying they feel hated. So instead of arguing about vibes, he does the one thing these list debates almost never do. He pulls up the actual stat sheet, and that is where it starts to get uncomfortable.
Fam, can I introduce y'all to the league leaders? Can I introduce y'all to these stats? As y'all can see, WNBA stat leaders 2026. In the point section, you have Asia, Kelsey, Marina, Caitlin, Britney Sykes. All right, now remember these names. Okay, remember the names that I brought up on the list, and remember these names in this category. All right, so you have Caitlin at number 3, tied with Marina Mabrey, right? Let's go down to assist. Alyssa Thomas.
Watch what happens the second the box score walks into the room. In scoring, the top of the league reads Aja Wilson, Kelsey Mitchell, Marina Mabrey, and right there, in that same breath, Caitlin Clark, sitting around 3rd. Then you slide over to assists, and it is Alyssa Thomas, and then Clark, 2nd in the entire league at running an offense. Now remember how basketball actually works. On any single possession, you get a bucket or you get an assist. You do not get both on the same trip down the floor. So a player who is top 3 in scoring and top 2 in assists is doing 2 completely different, completely difficult jobs at an elite level at the same time. Hold that thought, because now we go hunting for the players this list ranked above her, and the math stops making sense.
Sonya, Olivia Miles, you have all these players over Caitlin Clark, and they're nowhere to be found on the top 5 of points, nor top 5 in assists. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now, dog? Are you?
Here is the part that should stop you cold. The names stacked over Clark on the players list. Paige, Olivia Miles, all of those guards, go look for them in the top 5 in scoring. They are not there. Go look for them in the top 5 in assists. Not there either. So the list is telling you these players are better, and the 2 most basic measures of what a guard is supposed to do are screaming that Clark is one of the very best in the building at both of them. That is the contradiction the entire video is built on. Now, to be fair, the counter-argument writes itself. Basketball is 2 ends of the floor. Defense counts too. So let us actually hand the other side the microphone and start going through this one guard at a time.
Now, let's look at Olivia Miles. 19, 5, 6, 1, 1. We'll skip turnovers. 52, 33, 90. Right? Now, in these categories, if you remember in the numbers, she wins in 3 of them. Caitlin wins in 3 of them. Olivia Miles wins in rebounds. She wins, I believe, in field goals and free throws. Caitlin beat her in points, assists. Let me see, what else she had? 3-pointers.
Start with Olivia Miles, because she is genuinely good and this deserves an honest look. He lines up the rounded numbers side by side. Clark is around 21, 4, and 8. Miles comes in near 19, 5, and 6, and she is efficient. 52% from the field, 33 from 3, 90 at the line. And when you split the categories, it is close. Miles takes rebounds, field goal percentage, and free throw shooting. Clark takes points, assists, and threes. On paper, 3-3, a dead heat. So if you stopped right there at the averages, you could talk yourself into ranking Miles higher and sleep just fine. But the raw averages are not the whole story, and he knows it, so he does not stop. He goes and pulls the one game where the context flips this entire comparison upside down.
Now, we dig into the nuances. We remember how Olivia Miles looked once she got that pressure, that Caitlin Clark pressure. Got the blitz thrown at her, right? She didn't necessarily get too much of the 94 feet, but she did get that pressure in that Valkyries game. And look what she did. 7 points, 5 boards, 4 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks. Shot 10% from the field, dog. Are you kidding me? 10% from the field. Come on, man.
This is the eye test, doing the work the stat sheet hides from you. He points to the game where Miles ran into real pressure, the kind of blitz Clark eats every single night. And the line was ugly. Around 7 points, shooting something like 10% from the floor, 6 turnovers before the assists even started, 10% from the field. And here is where he is careful to stay fair, because Miles still stuffed the sheet with 3 steals and 3 blocks in that same game, and he gives her full credit for it. But the shooting fell off a cliff the moment the pressure arrived. Now flip it around. Clark is the one drawing that treatment on a nightly basis. The double, the blitz, the ball ripped out of her hands at three-quarter court, and she is still posting those numbers through all of it. That is the difference the averages do not show you, and it only gets sharper with the next name.
Now let's slide over to Ryan Howard, because they said Ryan Howard is better than Caitlin Clark as well. Now, on paper, it's tricky as well. It's a 3-3 situation. Caitlin Clark wins in points. They're tied in rebounds. Caitlin wins with assists. Ryan Howard wins with steals. They're tied with blocks. Caitlin wins with the field goal percentage. Ryan Howard wins with threes. And then she wins with free throws. So it's a 3-3 category situation, right? Caitlin is in the top points section and in the top assist section. Ryan Howard is nowhere to be found. She's a great two-way player, right? If we're digging into the nuances, she's a great two-way.
Same test, new name, Ryan Howard. And this one is genuinely tricky because on paper, it is another near-dead heat, 3 categories apiece. Clark takes points, they tie in rebounds. Clark takes assists, Howard takes steals, they tie in blocks. Clark wins field goal percentage, Howard wins from 3, and Clark takes the free throw line, even. So if you only read the box score, you would call this a coin flip and move on. But he pushes past the box score into the part that actually decides a guard's value. Howard is a fantastic two-way player. He says that plainly, and he means it. But Howard gets to sit in the corner and catch and shoot wide-open threes. She is not the engine. She does not have to run the whole offense possession after possession after possession. Clark does. And once you factor in who is operating the entire machine versus who is finishing plays already set up for them, that coin flip stops being a coin flip.
Now let's talk about Paige Bueckers, right? Everybody has Paige Bueckers at number 1. Let's take a look at it, man. So Caitlin beats her in points. They're tied in rebounds. Caitlin beats her in assists. They're tied with steals. Caitlin beats her in blocks. Paige wins with efficiency from the field and from the 3. I give her that. But then Caitlin takes it with the free throw. Then she's shooting 85 while Paige is shooting 84, right? Come on, man. This is who y'all have.
Now the big one, Paige Bueckers. Because it is not just that the players ranked her over Clark. Almost everybody has Bueckers at number 1, media included. So he runs the head-to-head, and by his math, watch how it lands. Clark takes points, they tie in rebounds. Clark takes assists, they tie in steals. Clark takes blocks. Then Bueckers wins the efficiency battle, better from the field and better from 3, and he hands that to her cleanly, no argument. And it swings back one more time, because Clark edges the free throw line 85-84. He is also quick to give Bueckers credit where it is earned. Her schedule was brutal. She played the Lynx 3 times and the Aces 3 times, the 2 best teams in the league, and she produced against them. That is real. That is not nothing. But a hard schedule is not the same thing as being the more complete player, and the leaderboards are about to make that point for him louder than any sentence he could write.
Man, Paige is not on this list at all, not on this list at all, not on this list at all. Caitlin Clark is dominating, dog. And y'all have her at 11. This is this is just mind-boggling, dog.
Here is the hammer. Go back to those league leaderboards, the scoring list and the assist list. Clark is sitting third in points, second in assists, and third in three-pointers made. Bueckers, the consensus #1 guard on this entire list, does not appear on the scoring leaders and does not appear near the top of the assist leaders. Not there. And this is the tease from the top of the video finally paying off. The gap between reputation and production is the whole story. One player is dominating the two categories that define the position, and this ranking buried her at 11. The other is the runaway pick for #1, and she is nowhere near the top of either board. You do not have to agree with every take in this video to admit that particular gap is genuinely hard to explain away.
Now, if you actually pay attention to what's going on, Caitlin is top dog in points, Marina is top dog in points. Who's top dog in assists, man? Who's doing more for your team here? Do you have a top facilitator in Marina Mabrey, or do you have just a scorer in Marina Mabrey? Who's playing better defense when it comes to steals and blocks? Or stocks, if you want to call it that. Who's playing better defense? Is it Caitlin Clark or is it Marina Mabrey here? You tell me. One is losing in blocks. One is averaging 1 and 1 in steals and blocks. One is not averaging 1 and 1 in steals and blocks. So you tell me who would you want as a defender? Marina Mabrey or Caitlin Clark?
Then there is Marina Mabrey, and this comparison sharpens the whole thesis. On the raw numbers, Mabrey actually holds her own. She is efficient, she scores, and he gives her that up front. They tie in points, they tie in rebounds, Clark wins assists. They tie in steals, Clark wins blocks, and Mabrey wipes the floor on shooting efficiency across the board. So Mabrey has the better shooting splits, flat out. But then he reframes the entire question, and it is the right question to ask. Who is doing more for the team? You have a top scorer in Mabrey, fine. But is she also the top facilitator? Is she running the offense and guarding and protecting the rim on the other end? Because Clark is averaging roughly a steal and a block a night while carrying that whole offense, and Mabrey is not checking every one of those boxes at the same time. Scoring is one job. Clark is doing 3 of them. That is the argument, and on the stat sheet, it holds up.
Crazy. I don't even want to do it to Kelsey Mitchell because I want to show love to my Indiana Fever girls. They already get enough hate, right? But they put her at #7 and put Caitlin at 11. And honestly, Kelsey Mitchell can be higher than 7. Honestly, Caitlin can be way higher than 11, and Kelsey can be higher than #7. But if we're looking at it, Kelsey Mitchell, she wins in points. Caitlin wins in rebounds, assists. They're tied in steals. Caitlin wins in blocks. Kelsey wins in field goal and three-point percentages, and then Caitlin wins at the free throw.
And here is the twist that proves this is not blind homerism. He almost skips Kelsey Mitchell entirely, because Mitchell is his own Indiana Fever player, and he says those girls already catch enough hate as it is. He even admits Mitchell probably deserves to be higher than 7th herself. But the point makes itself anyway. When you line them up, Mitchell takes points, Clark takes rebounds and assists. They tie in steals, Clark takes blocks, Mitchell shoots it better from the field and from 3, and Clark takes the free throw line. Call it 4 categories to 3 Clark's way. So even standing next to a teammate he is actively defending, the list still has that teammate ranked 4 full spots above the woman leading the entire league in assists. Which tells you the real problem here, this is not one player being a little underrated. This is the whole board being tilted.
In my opinion. But they are not above Caitlin Clark, man. Caitlin is the #1 guard. Period. #1 guard.
So he plants his flag and refuses to hedge. #1 guard, period. And his tiebreaker is the one that quietly ends arguments like this. Redraft every guard in the league today. Clean slate, blank page, who comes off the board first. He is betting any front office in the building takes Clark without blinking. And he will not even fold in what she does at the box office. The ticket sales, the ratings, the money she moves through the sport, because he says leaning on that would be cheating. On pure basketball alone, she is the pick. But here is what almost everyone arguing about this list has completely missed. While the entire internet fights over the guards, the exact same disrespect is sitting a few spots down that same list, in the front court. then that name lights him up all over again.
Stewart. Breanna Stewart is a baller. But I'm going to show y'all the stats, man. She has not been playing better than Aaliyah Boston. All right. Gabby, I really just want to focus on bigs. Gabby is like a forward. Angel's like a forward too. Although they kind of switch and play the 5, I don't think Gabby played the 5 like that. Angel played the 5 sometimes. So to have her at number 6 over Aaliyah Boston, stop it, man. Stop it. Even NECA, like, man, this is...
Aaliyah Boston. The players put her 8th, the media 5th, and that number offends him just about as much as Clark at 11 did. His stance is not subtle. In his view, exactly one big in this league belongs above Boston, and that is A'ja Wilson. Everybody else in that tier, he will argue to your face, and he starts poking holes in it. Several of the bigs ranked ahead of her, he says, are really playing more like 4s than true 5s. And a couple of them do not stretch the floor with a 3 at all, which in his book quietly knocks them out of the conversation for a 3-level scorer. Meanwhile, Boston is the one doing the complete job, rebounding, scoring from the mid-range, finishing at the rim, and blocking shots on the other end. Then he sets her up against the one name that actually tests the whole argument.
Aaliyah Boston got it, dog. She got it. All right? She is balling out on her. She's more efficient, and she's giving the exact same numbers. If AB had to really take over a team, like how Breanna Stewart had to take over the Liberty at times because they just go dry and blank at times, and they just give Breanna Stewart the ball and let her go to work. If AB really had to do that.
Breanna Stewart. And to his credit, he does not pretend this one is a blowout, because it is not. On paper, it is genuinely close. Stewart takes points. They tie across rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks. Boston shoots it better from the field and from 3. Stewart wins the free throw line. So the entire thing comes down to margins, and he zeroes in on exactly how thin those margins are. The free throw gap is basically nothing, something like 86 to 85. The scoring gap is 19 to 17, tiny. So he makes the argument that is actually hard to counter. Boston is putting up nearly identical production while being the more efficient scorer. And then the usage point, which is the real key that unlocks it. Stewart has had to carry the Liberty, take over the stretches where that offense goes cold and they just hand her the ball and clear out. His claim is simple. Ask Boston to shoulder that same load, that same volume, night after night, and she becomes a 20-plus point scorer too. The numbers are that close.
But y'all see what I'm saying, man? This is crazy, all right? I got a good laugh out of it, so I appreciate that. But man, this list is asinine, dog. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about the list. I love y'all.
So here is where he lands the plane. Boston at number 2 among the bigs, behind only Wilson. Clark as the number 1 guard, no debate to be had. And an entire underdog list, voted on by the media, the players, and the fans that in his eyes gets both of them badly, obviously wrong. And he is honest about the mixed feelings the whole way through. He got a real laugh out of it. He gives Bueckers and Miles and Stewart genuine credit as terrific players. He just flatly refuses to accept them stacked on top of Clark and Boston. So now it comes to you. Is this a fan base seeing disrespect that is not really there? Or did a room full of players and media just fumble a ranking this badly out in the open for everyone to see? Tell me where you have Clark in the comments, hit that like button if the stat sheet changed your mind, and subscribe, because this argument is nowhere close to finished.